Greetings and welcome back. This video is part of the series about the 4 gatekeepers to self-realization as told in Vasistha's yoga. This video is about the gatekeeper, the noble quality of self-control. Self-control. Self-control is about the mind which neither longs for nor rejects anything. Pleasures and pains, they come and they go. They end up canceling each other out. As these mammalian organisms constantly, it seems like we're programmed to seek pleasures and avoid pains. Self-control is about desire and aversion, these two deeply rooted programs within us. These desire and aversion programs, they come from the same root. And so it seems as though we want to, or we strive to seek out as many pleasant, pleasurable experiences, pleasant emotions, even collect, get objects or things that bring us pleasure. And of course, on the other hand, we avoid all of the experiences, emotions, and things which bring us pain. Pleasure and pain could also be substituted with liking and disliking. And so everything that might be a liking can also be a disliking for some. And anything that can be a disliking might even be a liking for others. They are not absolute necessarily, but there tend to be certain experiences, emotions, and things which fall into each category. The self-control, that quality of self-control which we work towards, we develop slowly but surely. It's this quality of neither desiring nor being averse toward any experience, emotion, or thing. There are degrees on this path, this truth-seeking path, this path of self-realization, of self-knowledge. There are degrees to which we come closer and closer. We move deeper and deeper through this gate. We cultivate and bring out more and more this quality of self-control. But it ends up being that it's about our mind and not being drawn here and there and everywhere. Being present. It's about a certain presence of mind, being in the moment. There's a sense of non-judgment. There's a control within the mind, a pure experiencing, a witnessing, really. Such that no matter what pleasant thing, or no matter what experience, or if some beautiful form passes by, we're not drawn to be drawn out by it, and we're not avoiding things which are unpleasant. You smell some garbage, you're just present with that. You're not disturbed and getting into all kinds of mental games. You're not telling yourself stories about all these things. You're not going into the past and remembering what's happened in this event and running through this story, or there's just so much that goes on within our minds that is based on a lack of self-control. And so with the self-control, as we develop that quality, we maintain more and more this presence, this equanimity. And this brings us a sense of peace. And it allows us, it comes as well from a sense of knowing ourselves better and knowing how our minds work. Oftentimes we will be presented with people or situations, and all kinds of judgments will come up, whether they're positive or negative judgments, whatever it is, thought patterns that pop up. The self-controlled one will not experience as much of this, if any at all. The more and more self-controlled, the less latching out into judgments that occurs. The less we have positive and negative judgments, it's more of a pure observation and experiencing from moment to moment. And from there, the calm, the equanimity, tranquility, the peace begins to bubble up. So, what can we do in practical terms? How can we manage this quality of self-control? Perhaps you might consider the degree to which your mind is drawn here and there and everywhere by all kinds of sense objects or experiences or desires or aversions and thought patterns just going on, latching out with judgments or whatever. The sense of grasping. How much of that is going on within the mind? Take note of that, take inventory of that, and develop some presence of mind to notice when that's happening. Not judgmentally. Not judging that it's happening, oh, this is a bad thing. No. Just noticing that it's happening, being curious about it, and trying to see more deeply where that's coming from. Is that coming from a sense of a lacking? Is it coming from this sense of need? Only you can really see where that's coming from, and it takes repetitions upon repetitions to slowly pierce through and see into those depths, to remove those layers of the conditionings. So take that as an opportunity to take an inventory of your self-control. Again, this is not about judging oneself. This is about observing oneself. And that brings us to the next gatekeeper, which is the spirit of inquiry. It involves self-reflection. We'll talk about that in the next video. The last thing I'd like to say about self-control is that it reminds me of Plato in his Phaedrus, where he talks about, or writes about, the 3 horses, the chariot, and the charioteer. And the horses are wild. They're just going in their own directions. It's pulling this way and that. It's chaos. However, once the charioteer is able to tame the horses, then the charioteer is able to redirect them and allow the chariot to move in a sustained manner towards that direction. Of course, in this case, it's the direction of self-knowledge. This through the seeking of wisdom and the application of these qualities and these principles which guide us on this beautiful path. I hope this video has been clear to you. Maybe watch it again and again. It might help. Come back to it at another time. I wish you well. If you've liked this, you can definitely hit up that like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. But more importantly, leave a comment so that we can get this discussion rolling. I'd love to hear what you think. Until next time, peace.